Just a quick note before we start. I took this car to be tested, and the chap that works on a lot of them said the parking sensors themselves, the actual little units, are very reliable, and he usually finds that it's a wiring harness fault. So let's see. So Freelander 2 parking sensor problem. So this is what happens. I'm not going to start the engine, it's got no oil in it at the moment, so I'm doing a service at the same time. But you switch it on, you get that noise, and on the button then, if I now select reverse, that's what you get. Okay, so and if you press the button to try and arm it, 6 flashes. Go into forward, press it. That's the problem I've got, and I've traced that to a broken wire. Okay, Freelander fans, or maybe you're not fans if you've got parking sensor problems, but I've had them as well. So I've taken the front bumper off. That's a task in itself, but I decided to get an electrical, voltmeter continuity tester. Now I've tested the continuity. I went to a garage in Edinburgh, White's Auto Electrical, or White's. They're a Land Rover specialist, very helpful guy. Stuck it on his machine for me and didn't charge me very much. And he isolated it to this sensor, which is the near side inner sensor, so the one nearest the number plate. So I'm continuity testing it, and I found there's resistance on one of the wires, and on further inspection I can see there's some chafing here. Now I've seen other people complaining about the same thing, so I think that this is a bit of a design flaw here, and somebody else was complaining about that sensor. So all you need to do is splice into there and splice into somewhere near the plug there, a new piece of wire, and then sort of clip it back, and should be in business. So I'll let you know if it works. Okay, so there's my section now with the new bit of wire soldered in. I'll put in a new tie wrap. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to put some of this old plastic pipe, I'm going to split it and put it around that to hold it in place and protect it, because obviously weak point on car, because as I said before, I've heard of this happening before. Stand by. So next stage of the repair, I split a piece of this plastic hose like that, and I've wrapped that round, and now I'll tie wrap that back on with some nice new tie wraps onto the little brackets, and then that will stop any chafing. So that's well protected now, so that should never break again. Whilst we're here, just check along for any other chafing points, because what happened, the wire didn't actually chase through, the casing had chased through, and then that allowed the wire to corrode, and then it just ate itself away. So when I did the repair, I cut the wire well back both ways so that there was no corroded wire left, so to stop that problem. That's all nicely insulated. I'm going to put that back on, I'll show you. Right, so that's it, all in place, clipped in, protected, ready to go, sensors back on. Right, so everything connected back up. Now let's try it. I just switch the ignition on, so hold the button in without pressing the foot brake. So that's fired up the electrics. Let's put it into reverse. The light stays on, sensors. So that's reverse. Let's put it into forwards, because that's where the problem was. That looks like it's still working. I'm just going to go out of the car now and see if that works. Success. I hope you found that useful. I'm just about to put the car back together now, but I'm going to wait for it to stop raining. Time for some soup. I hope it's been useful.